You've had a general dislike for humanity since you were a child, and you find it difficult to like certain people. You still feel the same way now that you're older, but you want to work it out because you realize how much damage it's been doing to your social life. In this video, I'll discuss 8 possible reasons why you dislike people and what you can do about it. 1. You have unrealistic expectations of others. One of the most likely reasons you don't like people is that you have unrealistic expectations. And when you have unrealistic expectations, it is unavoidable that you will be disappointed. Repeatedly. That is not to say that having standards is a bad thing. If you're a manager at a multi-million-dollar corporation, for example, you want to hold your subordinates to a high standard if you want to succeed. But perfection has its time and place. What you should do. First, take it easy. If you find yourself grumbling because you saw someone make a mistake, consider whether it is really such a big deal. Second, try to put yourself in the shoes of others. After all, no one is perfect, including you. Third, even if you are correct, try to be kind. 2. You believe that people are shallow. Even if you don't expect others to be perfect, you may find yourself thinking that everyone else is far too shallow. You may consider yourself to be someone who places no value in material possessions and finds it pointless, if not disgusting, when others compare their outfits or show off their brand new sports cars. Of course, most people are materialistic. Most people, including you, are occasionally shallow. It's perfectly fine if your sensibilities and priorities differ from those of others. But should you really despise people because you believe they are living their lives incorrectly? After all, if it makes them happy, why should you judge them for it? What you should do. First, remember that you are not a better person for judging those whom you believe are shallow. Being judgmental also makes you a shallow person. Second, before passing judgment, try to understand people and why they like what they like. Avoid making assumptions and having preconceived notions. 3. You believe that other people are stupid. You'd be active on Twitter. You're happily scrolling through your feed when you get smacked in the face with a hot take so brain dead you want to pull out all your hair. You simply cannot believe such a person exists. Or you could be talking to an old high school friend when they suddenly say, "The earth is flat, and I can prove it." You're surprised that this guy even graduated from high school. The unfortunate thing is that, with the internet's interconnectedness, it has become easier and easier for people to show the world how few brain cells they have working in their noggin. You might even argue with these people and die inside as they dig their heels in, demonstrate their unwillingness to listen or see reason, and double down. What you should do. First, try not to react right away, as difficult as it may be at first. Try not to be too harsh. Understand that there are simple people who cannot think the way you do. Perhaps they did not have the advantage of a good education that you did. Second, rather than avoiding them, do the world a favor and try to influence them. It's difficult, but things would be so much better if everyone tried to engage with dumb people in a healthy way. Third, of course, admit that you are not the smartest person. Humility will benefit your social life. 4. You believe everything you read on social media. Whether it's people who are overly dramatic, petty, or plastic as hell, being on social media exposes you to people who even the most patient among us would find annoying. You've probably spent enough time online that you can't help but judge these people on their appearance. Why must they post their heavily filtered photos 10 times a day? Why do they have to be so political all the time? I understand. It's difficult to blame you for becoming cold and uncaring. It just comes with the territory of being exposed to people like this. They may have even been a major thorn in your side for a while. That is a bad thing. No matter how annoying someone is on the internet, we must remember that there is a person on the other side of the screen and that we all have our own burdens. That girl who keeps posting pretty Instagram photos as if she has the perfect life? Perhaps her life is in shambles, and pretending on Instagram is her only way to cope with reality. What you should do. First, keep in mind that no matter how much people share on social media, there's always so much more going on in real life that goes unspoken. Everyone you meet online is still a living, breathing person. Second, be considerate. If you have nothing nice to say, keep your mouth shut. Don't get into arguments just for the sake of getting into them. Third, if you find yourself becoming increasingly annoyed with people, hide, unfollow, or deactivate. 5. You're easily irritated. It's easy to become irritated. It could be small comments, or the way people conduct themselves. You may dislike it when people act too familiar, are too loud for their own good, or make inappropriate jokes. In short, you find it difficult to tolerate things that irritate or offend you. And of course, the universe seems to enjoy sending you the most annoying, insufferable people. You might even feel tempted to say that you're being immersed in a sea of people you're allergic to. It's easy to see how being irritable can make it difficult to connect with others. You may become irritated and dismiss people before they have had a chance to express themselves properly or before you have gotten to know them fully. What you should do. First, determine why you are easily irritated. It is frequently more than, "I don't like what people say and do." It can also appear to be simple. Second, recognize that you are easily irritated and take a moment to reflect when you are. Consider how it affects other people and your relationships with others, and whether it is worthwhile. Third, schedule some alone time. Sometimes all we need is some alone time to recharge to become less irritable. Fourth, exercise, get plenty of rest, and think of 100 positive thoughts before lunch. In other words, look after yourself. You despise small talk and gossip. People in general enjoy gossiping about unrelated topics. They had the last or the juicy, scandalous affair that their neighbor had gotten themselves into, just like the manicure. It also makes you sick. Or, at the very least, it makes you sigh. You may try your hardest to listen, but in the end, you just zone out and think about more interesting things as their chatter fades into white noise. You consider it a waste of time at best, and a repulsive demonstration of why these people can't be trusted at worst. It's even worse when you catch them gossiping about one of your friends. Why can't they just talk about something more useful, like the exorbitant cost of higher education or the ongoing job crisis? Why can't they be more understanding of others, or at the very least go talk to people in person instead of behind their backs? What you should do. First and foremost, if you can't trust gossips, don't trust them. Nonetheless, try to be civil. They may not be worthy of your trust, but they are not worthy of your perspective on people. Second, what you consider small talk may be very important to others. Similarly, topics that you consider important may be boring to others and so far out of their reach that they have nothing to say about them. Conversations are a two-way street. Third, you should try to learn how to be a better conversationalist, if only to improve your ability to handle small talk. 7. You could be a secret introvert. Let me clarify something. Not all introverts dislike others, and being an introvert does not imply that you are asocial, or even antisocial. Introverts, on the other hand, have very little energy for social interactions. They need to disconnect and take time for themselves every now and then because having to talk to people exhausts them. First, take some tests to determine whether you are introverted or not. Don't worry, being an introvert isn't always a bad thing. Second, take breaks from time to time. You may be mildly introverted or not at all, but we all require some alone time to unwind. Go gardening or enjoy a solo movie night. 8. You're going through a difficult period. Maybe you just broke up with your maybe you got fired, maybe there's no reason but you're just bored. As if your life has no meaning. You're going through a rough patch, and it's difficult for you to like anything, let alone other people. It may sting even more if you notice people who are overly cheerful. It's almost offensive. How can they be so upbeat and energetic when things are so bad for you? What you should do: first, try to be gentle with yourself. Whatever you're going through is only temporary, and things will soon begin to improve. Second, while it may be tempting to isolate yourself from others, and some alone time will help, there are some things we simply cannot deal with on our own. Reach out to friends and family for support if possible. If you like this video, don't forget to click like, subscribe and share. Thanks for watching.